Respected elders, educationists, dear teachers, and dear students, welcome. First of all, it's my kind request that those who haven't subscribed our channel so far may kindly subscribe it. Dear elders and educationists, teachers and students, today we are going to see the 5 couplets from 176 to 180 under the head Not Coveting, a beautiful couplets. The 5 couplets portray before us how human values should be preserved. In preserving human values, what are our obligations? What is our duty? Come, let us see. Comments Tirukural comments and explanations with the new dimension. 5 couplets from 176 to 180, video 72, dated 22/12/2023. Couplet 176. He who leads a virtuous domestic life would get ruined in the event of his vicious deeds that gain others' land. Again, he who leads a virtuous domestic life would get ruined in the event of his vicious deeds, evil deeds, to gain others' land. What is the message hidden in this couplet? That is, the man who is leading a virtuous family life thinks to covet the belongings of others. It would degrade his family and also it would bring degradation to the man. This is the message of this couplet. That is, the man who is leading a virtuous family life thinks or desires to covet the property of others. It would bring him ruin. It would bring him degradation and distress. That's all. Content. The virtuous family man would be ruined at once if he desired others' property. That is, the virtuous family man would be ruined at once if he desired others' property. Explanation. The man leading a worthful family life would get destroyed if he did illegal and immoral deeds to gain the property of others. That is, if the man obeying virtue and leading a worthful domestic life indulged in wicked deeds to deprive the belongings of others, he would be ruined immediately. That is, if we cunningly desired to covet others' property, we would be nullified in no time. We would be nullified in no time. That is immediately. Again, the couplet. He who leads a virtuous domestic life would get ruined in the event of his vicious deeds to gain others' land. That is, the man who is leading a worthful, virtuous family life intends, that is, thinks, to deprive the property of others, he would be immediately ruined. Let us see the couplet 177. Don't desire to become fertile by covetousness. Don't desire to become fertile by covetousness, as it won't yield desired goodness. Yes. Don't desire to become fertile by covetousness, as it won't yield desired goodness. What is the message? That is, we should not desire to covet, we should not desire to become rich. To become fertile means to become rich by coveting the property of others, because it would not bring us the desired result. Again, we should not desire to deprive the bragging of others by wicked means, because that property would not bring the desired result. So, longing to become fertile by coveting the property of others should not be entertained, because it would not bring us the desired result. Not coveting others' property would bring greatness. Not coveting others' property would bring greatness. Explanation. The fertility gained by covetousness is not the true fertility. The fertility gained by covetousness is not the true fertility. That is not the true prosperity. This prosperity would not produce any good result in the future. That is, as the prosperity gained by covetousness would not yield any good produce, depriving others' property should be given up. As the prosperity gained by covetousness would not yield any good produce, depriving others' property should be given up. Taken the couplet. Don't desire to become fertile by covetousness, as it would not yield desired goodness. That is, we should not long to become rich by coveting others' property by wicked means, because it would not bring us the desired result. Then, couplet 178. The way to prevent the decline of property is not desire for others' property. It is again, the way to prevent the decline of property is not to desire for others' property. The message is, if we want our property stand undiminished and alive, that is, if we want our property stand undiminished and alive, we should not desire for the property of others. This is the only way. That is, if we want, The way to prevent the decline of property, the degrees of property is not to desire for others' property. That is, if we want, if we wish to keep our property stand alive and undiminished, on no account we should desire for the property of others. Content. The best way to stop the fall of one's riches is not to desire for the property of others. The best way to stop the fall of one's riches is not to desire for the property of others. Explanation. The virtuous way of preventing the decline of one's material and mental asset. The virtuous way of preventing the decline of one's material and mental asset is not to desire for the things of others. For the things of others. For the things of others, which are in their hands for their use. Which are in their hands for their use. That is, the best way to prevent the fall of one's riches is not to learn for the property of others. The best way to prevent the fall of one's riches is not to wish or long for the property of others. Again, the couplet. The way to prevent the decline of property, that is the best way to keep one's property stand alive and undiminished is not to desire for others' property. That is the best way to keep your property stand alive and undiminished is you should not desire for the property of others. Couplet 179. Not to desire for others' property is a virtuous quality. No to desire for others' property is a virtuous quality. Riches would adorn people of such a morality. A beautiful couplet. Not to desire for others' property is a virtuous quality. Riches would adorn people of such a morality. The message is not longing for the property of others is a beautiful moral quality. That is not desiring for the quality for the property of others is a beautiful virtuous quality. Riches, that is wealth, would be happy and pleased. Riches would be happy and pleased to reside with those who are not desiring for the property of others. Riches would be happy and pleased to reside with those who are not desiring for the property of others. This is simply the same. Not to desire for others' property is a virtuous quality. That is, not desiring for the property of others is a virtuous quality. Is a moral quality. And wealth would be happy to reside with those people. So shortly, the core idea of this couplet is riches would like to reside with those who are not desiring for the property of others. Riches would be happy to reside with those who are not desiring for the property of others. Riches would reside with those who never desire others' riches. Riches would reside with those who never desire others' riches. Explanation. Great people know well that not desiring for others' property is virtue. That is, not great people know well that not desiring others' property is virtue. So, wise people would never desire for the property of others. Riches would honor such great people with the due respect. Riches would honor such such great people with the due honor, with the due respect. Riches would honor such great people with due respect. That is, riches would always honor people who never desire for the belongings of others. This is the content of this couplet. Riches would always honor people who never desire for the property of others. Again the couplet. Not to desire for others' property is a virtuous quality. Riches would adorn people of such a morality. It is the couplet. The message is, riches would always honor people who never desire for the property of others. That is, riches would always honor people who never desire for the belongings of others, for the property of others. Let us see the 180, the couplet 180. To desire for others' property would bring fall. Not to desire for others' property would bring toil. That is, to desire for others' property would bring fall. Not to desire for others' property would bring toil. What is the message? The idea of this couplet is, if a man desires for the property of others, it would bring him fall. It would fail him. If a man does not desire for the property of others, if a man does not long for the property of others, it will make him great. It will make him great. Again, if we desire for the property of others, if we desired for the property of others, it would fill us. It would fill us, or it would bring a fall. If we did not long for the property of others, it would bring us greatness. It would bring us honor. That's all. Content. Desiring for others' property would bring ruin. Not desiring would bring greatness. Desiring for others' property would bring ruin. Not desiring would bring greatness. Explanation. Desiring for others' property without minding its consequences would bring pitiable disaster. Desiring for others' property without minding its consequences would bring pitiable disaster. Not desiring for others' property would bring honorable triumph. Would bring honorable triumph. That is, desiring for others' property would bring fall, and not desiring would bring victory. Desiring for others' property would bring fall, and not desiring would bring victory. Again the couplet. To desire for others' property would bring fall. Not to desire for others' property would bring toil. That is, if a man desired for the property of others, it would bring him fall. If a man did not desire for the belonging of others, it would bring him greatness. It would bring him a greatness. Then comment. Desiring others' prosperity, thinking to covet them and coveting them. Desiring others' property, thinking to covet them and coveting them would heavily damage human qualities. Saint Valluvan beautifully portrays how the mean quality of coveting the belongings of others would ruin human life and values. Would ruin human life and human values. Man's behavior has been assembled by blending various kinds of animal qualities. But some of the qualities which man alone has got are varying from other animals, quite peculiar. The qualities of man are a blend of positive and negative characteristics. Envy, jealousy, coveting, backbiting are some of the worst negative qualities man enjoys. The sole intention of great souls from the very time of civilization has been uprooting these negative qualities from the society so that human race could lead a peaceful and satisfied life. This vision of noble thinking made ways for emancipation. This vision of noble thinking made ways for emancipation. Its products are Lord Buddha, Socrates, Jesus Christ, Abraham Lincoln, Karl Marx, Mahatma Gandhi, and so on. Dear men and women of the present days, it's my kind request that you may at least think of it and pave the noble ways for our future generations, so that at least they would find a cloudless sky. They would find a cloudless sky and breathe the pleasing breeze. Please do it. Thus, respected elders, educationists, teachers, and dear students, so in these 5 couplets under the head, not coveting, you have seen what are the importance of not coveting others' properties, which these negative qualities would spoil the beautiful human life, the beautiful fabrication of human life. Yes, jealousy, coveting, envy, jealousy, coveting, backbiting, these are the negative qualities which are spoiling the beautiful fabrication of human life, human society. So, it is the utmost duty of the civilized society not to enjoy these negative qualities: envy, jealousy, covetousness. Covet is covetousness, backbiting, etc. We should not enjoy. To make, feeling the backbiting, feeling the backdrop of these negative qualities. From the very days of civilization, people tried for the emancipation of human life. That, that brought us, that introduced us the teachings of Lord Buddha, Jesus Christ, Abraham Lincoln, Karl Marx, Mahatma Gandhi, etc. These people tried their best for the emancipation of human life. So it is my kind request. Please kindly follow the teachings of our great peoples. Elders, educationists, teachers, and my dear students, I thank all of you for keenly watching the lessons that I gave and about these 5 couplets. And till I meet you in the next class, I wish all of you a very nice and sweet time. Thank you.